Next station is JK Tribal.
Okay, guys, so we are back.
Finally back. We're back in the studio, aka our kitchen. We've been home for a little bit, and we want to make this video where we could just kind of like go over our final thoughts about the trip, all the cities we went to, and kind of give our final opinions on it.
Yeah. Okay, so we had, I think, a really good time in China.
Mm-hmm.
We loved the 3 cities that we went to.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, I wish we had looked a little bit more into the visa
Ugh.
policy, because that's why we originally chose the amount of time we were in China, was to avoid getting a visa.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out we needed one anyway.
Yeah.
So if we had known that before we booked everything, I think we would have made it a just China trip.
I think so, because there's a lot more cities that we would want to go to, but with the 9 days that we had allotted there, and we just didn't have enough time to travel, because it's a massive country, obviously. So we chose the 3 cities. It was easy to it was pretty streamlined to get to 3. But I agree, I will love to go back and spend honestly a lot more time. But the 3 cities we went to were awesome, and we'll start off in Shanghai. How'd you feel?
Shanghai was fun. I had a really good time. I do think that maybe we hyped it up in our heads a little bit more than like what we had seen. Like everything, all the research we did, all the videos we watched on TikTok, YouTube, it all, and we got so excited for it. I think part of the reason why we felt like it could have potentially have been a letdown was because we were an hour outside of the city, which was kind of nuts of us.
That made a difference.
Because what was an hour, once we hit the insane traffic, turned into an hour and a half or 2. But I would say other than that, it was the most, I think, tourist city that we went to. So a lot more English was spoken. It was just more like tourism friendly, easier to get around to somebody who doesn't speak Mandarin.
I definitely agree. And there's just so much to do. And Shanghai, it's not a big city. Well, I mean, it is a big city, but everything is so spread out.
Yes.
So if you want to do one thing, you have to go across town to do the other, and then across town the other way to do the other thing. It was an awesome city, but I think definitely in our head, our expectations got to the better of us, and reality definitely wasn't as good. But it was still an awesome city in my opinion.
It was. You should still visit. Take our mistakes, learn from them. You should still go to Shanghai. I cannot believe we were able to get into 3 restaurant without a reservation, because trying to make a reservation was nearly impossible from the United States. So we were able to just walk into one in Shanghai, which I think made up for a lot of things, but stay closer to the city to get the most out of Shanghai.
Okay, and that leads us to the next city, which we both agree was our favorite in China. Before we went, we were most excited for Shanghai, then Beijing, and then Chongqing. But we found out that Chongqing was awesome. Just point blank, it was a great city. It is so big. I didn't realize how big this city was. I know it's the most populated city, right?
I
in
believe
China?
so.
But just the sheer mass and volume of all the people, all the buildings, and the mountains were awesome. The food was great. It is definitely my favorite city.
Mine, yeah.
I believe
our
Jackie's too.
favorite city in China.
It's our favorite city in China. It was, and also I think part of that was we stayed pretty much right downtown. Yeah. So to get to wherever we wanted to go, it was a 5-minute drive. Unlike Shanghai, where it was an hour, 2-hour drive, sometimes with traffic, it was just awesome. We were right downtown. The people were great, and the further we went into China, there was definitely less tourists, and there was less catering to English-speaking people, but people would stare, and at first we thought that was a little weird, but then people started asking for pictures, and we realized, oh, they're just trying to be nice. They're interested.
Yeah, they were just interested. I'm sure they don't get a lot of Americans out to Chongqing. And then once we realized that's why people were probably staring at us, we would smile first, or we would say hi, and then that kind of like thawed. Because here, if someone's staring at you, you think they have a problem. Like
Yeah,
they've got a problem with
absolutely.
something with you. So much different over there, but
But yeah, Chongqing was awesome. And so that will lead us to the next city, which is our second favorite city in China, which is Beijing. Jackie, tell us about Beijing.
I mean, Beijing was so cool. I really loved where we stayed. In the video of Beijing, I think there is a little bit of the walk to our hotel, which was very like old China. It felt like it didn't feel very new. It felt very old. A lot of the buildings were repurposed into different things. Like there was a tea shop. Our hotel was a redesigned or restructured from being an old auto factory. So that was really cool. A lot of history just everywhere we went. I mean, it was something important that was just turned into something else. And I thought that was really cool.
I think we said in the video, and this was the truest thing we said the whole trip, everything there felt like it should belong in a museum. Like everything.
The
even
entire
like
city.
little buildings that
Yes.
we were in. That was a great city. The only thing I personally did not like is it was very, very crowded. Very crowded. There was a lot of people. We didn't even get to go into Tiananmen Square because the line was so long.
It was
across the
insane.
street, like an 8 or 10 lane highway. It was just across the street. So we decided not to do that because just how many people there are. But Beijing overall was awesome. Like it just the different vibe compared to the first two cities, which were a lot more skyscrapers and like neon lights and just like kind of like that tech, like that cyber vibe. Beijing felt like we walked back in time. I absolutely
Definitely.
loved it. It was great.
I will say throughout all of China, I felt so safe. Like I would have never questioned our safety. I think, you see a lot of like what is going on in China in a Western perspective sometimes, and you think it might not be very safe. But I felt safe the entire time. The people were so friendly. The food, like everything. I don't think we ate one bad thing. I don't think there was one thing that I was like, oh, I'd never try that again. The food was fantastic. Alipay made everything so efficient.
Alipay is awesome.
I mean, 10 out of 10 on China, truly.
All right, so now things we don't like about China. Number one, and this bothers me to the end of the earth. The respect for lines there is non-existent. People just cut. They just cut and they will just walk right in front of you. But if you say something, they'll they'll act stupid. I wonder if it's because we're tourists. They were just trying
Probably.
to get over on us.
Probably.
But if you just confront them a little bit very nicely, they're like, oh, didn't realize, and they'll walk away. But that's something that really bothered me. Like,
I
it
know.
really drove me up the wall.
The thing, I don't want to say it bothered me, I just didn't expect it, were the bathrooms. When you're out in public in Shanghai and Beijing, not so much in Chongqing, but those two cities mostly, it's squatty potties. And there's no toilet paper, there's no paper towels. That wasn't something I expected. So after the first time I used one of the public restrooms, I started carrying tissues and wet wipes with me just in case. But I mean, it's pretty straightforward to use it. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
It's just a weird adjustment your first time using it.
I agree. Anything else we don't like?
Okay. The way they panhandle. Like if you are out in a public space, like at the Great Wall of China, for example, this lady came up. We ended up buying the hat,
Oh.
but
okay.
she came up to us and asked us if we want it, and we were like, no. And she wouldn't let it go. We walked away, she followed. I got in line to go to the bathroom, and she followed, and she just wouldn't. They have the street vendors have a hard time taking no for an answer,
They harass you.
to a
Like,
point
they
where I
basically
had to
harass you.
turn on my mean voice.
I will say though, the lady at the Great Wall where she got her hat, she did give us a price we couldn't say no to.
Yeah.
It was so cheap at the end. But we didn't want to buy anything. We were just walking and she's kept following us and lowering the price. Till eventually Jackie's like, all right, sure.
And,
That's a decent price.
Yes, and once they see you give in to one of them, they swarm. They all start to ask you. I had bought that hat from that lady, and then somebody else selling the same hat when we got further into the line to get to the Great Wall to get up there, somebody else offered to sell me the exact same hat. I had it in my hand, getting ready to put it on my head. I didn't need another one.
But also, that is a little aggravating, but also at the same time, it's kind of funny. They'll just whip out a calculator and just be like, this is the best price I can do. And sometimes I was just like, all right, sure. And then other times I was like, you know what? I think this should be cheaper. I'm going to try to heckle them and get them down or bargain with them. And it's so funny. You undershoot it by a lot, and they're like, oh, give me a real price, come on. And then we meet in the middle. So it's annoying at times. It depends on the mood you're in. If you're in the mood to do that, it's a lot of fun. If you're not, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say that's fair.
Okay, so that is really kind of all we didn't like about China. China was just awesome, to be honest. And this has nothing to do with the politics that are going on there right now and stuff like that. We're talking strictly our time as tourists there and with the people who were very friendly. I was kind of shocked how friendly the people of China are. Would you agree or disagree?
I would say I kind of expected people to be a little bit more friendly, but I'll say that because I have wanted to go to China for so long that whatever Western take we have on what's going on in China, it didn't really affect the way I went into my experience of going to China because I've wanted to go since 2008. Wanted to go for a really long time. So I kind of expected it. So if people were not as nice as I thought they were going to be, I would have been a little more disappointed. But that's just my take.
Yeah. Okay. And then one last thing to leave off is it's so cheap.
It is.
It's so cheap. I'm gonna see if I can put some receipts on here while we're talking of just when we used Alipay, everything that we bought, it was so cheap. So I'll put that in right now. But that's just that. So let's move on to Japan. We did not have a great time in Japan this second time around compared to the first time, which was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I highly recommend people go to Japan. Just felt like everything went wrong for us. The weather was bad. We couldn't get into places. And part of it is our fault. I'm not just complain right now. This is definitely our own doing. And we were exhausted towards the end. But I think we made fun. We had fun with it, so.
We were definitely ready to be home, I think our body was, but our minds were still wanting to be on the trip. So I think kind of our mind versus our body was going on, and that did not make it any easier when we did have a couple of bad things happen in one day. Made things pretty rough.
Yeah. So we'll start off with Osaka and Kyoto. We'll lump those in together. I mean, we really don't have a lot to say on this trip. It didn't happen for us. Nothing was working out for us. I mean, construction, rain was following us, Google Maps, or Apple Maps wasn't working, which we knew though.
We knew from the first time, but we're
Apple Map loyalists, honestly, so that's our fault.
That's on us.
But I'm still going to throw it in there. But overall, Osaka and Kyoto are awesome. They have so much rich culture and history there. Food is great. I mean, yeah, it is awesome. Still, I know it didn't look like we had a lot of fun, but our first time in Japan, we had a lot of fun when we went to those two cities.
I think our issue with going back to Japan, and this is why we try not to ever go back to places, is because it's so magical the first time you go that even if something is a little off,
it just doesn't
never gonna, you're not gonna feel the magic of seeing these things or trying these foods for the first time.
Absolutely. That's a very good point.
I think that was our issue. I will say Kyoto and Osaka specifically, it feels like there is so much to do for anyone. You could go with your special interest, I could go with my special interest, and then there's so much that can fall into those things that we can do together. And then there's stuff that we would both enjoy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of nature, there's a little bit of history, there's modern, there's food, which is obviously my favorite reason to travel. So there's something for everybody.
Yeah. So, all right. Then we'll move on to Tokyo. Now, we did have a good time in Tokyo.
Yes.
Tokyo is an awesome city. It is just organized chaos. Like, that's the best way I could describe it.
Yes.
There's just so much going on, but also like the Japanese people are so orderly, and I'm happy like majority of the tourists that when you're there are like kind of fall in line. So everything is very organized, but it's just so much all at once.
There's so many people, so many trains, like so much, but it makes sense. They figured it out. They figured out how to live with so many people in one small area that it is a perfectly organized chaos.
Yeah. I mean, the public transportation's great. The city layout is great. Like, if you really wanted to, you could walk, like,
Yeah.
kind of everywhere, even though it would be a little bit far to walk sometimes. But
it's walkable.
yeah, it's a very walkable place. Food is amazing. And there's so much. There's, like, you have, obviously, Japanese food. But then if you want to do something different, like, you could go to an American, like, burger
Restaurant.
bar.
Yeah.
And
you can get pizza, you can get Indian food, you can get Mexican food, which we did not.
No.
We did not try anything other than Japanese food while we were there, but that's okay.
Yeah, Tokyo is just a great city. So that's really all we have to say on that. But we do have some things we want to talk about that we don't like about Japan. And this was a little aggravating at times the second time we went around. But the tourism there is insane. There are so many people. And it really didn't hit me until we were getting her glasses and we're at this store and there's not a single like Japanese citizen in there. It is all tourists and they're getting glasses. And I was just like, this is weird. Like, it's just so many people. They're on pace to break the record they broke last year for number of tourists. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. Everything's so crowded. If you don't have reservations, you're kind of effed. Like, there's just too many people there, unfortunately. And I would be aggravated if I was a citizen. And you can see it on their face at times. Like, you can. And I feel bad for them. I really do. But it's just such a great country. Like, I get why people want to go there.
100%.
I really do.
And I'll say, when we went this time, the conversion rate still works out really well for the US dollar. Like, we still didn't pay as much as we would if we were to get the same thing here. But it feels like things were more expensive.
Prices definitely did go up.
It feels like prices went up. Like, even on the silly stuff at Don Quixote, or like our meals, but I know that's something they're aiming to do, is making things more expensive for tourists, which, like, I totally get. Because the first time we went, it feels like we robbed them. Like, I'm so serious. The first time we went, everything felt so cheap. We would walk out and we'd be like, are we sure that's how much money we actually just spent?
Yeah.
We really didn't get that feeling this time.
No, we felt it. We felt it.
We did.
There were times where I was like, that's the price? Like, for this little thing? Like, I don't know. Prices definitely went up.
But I wonder, too, if it also felt more inflated because everything was so cheap in China.
Probably, because China was very cheap. It was extremely cheap. That could be a possibility. But also, like, I feel like it was just like weird things felt more expensive. Like a matcha ice cream felt expensive. But like when we bought our knife, it didn't feel that expensive.
I agree. I feel like the first time we went, we could get 2 of our little matcha soft serve ice creams that we like to get, and it was like 500 yen for 2. This time it was more like 1,000 yen for 2.
Yeah,
it just was like weird.
It was weird.
Weird stuff was expensive.
And we don't have the numbers on that, okay? So we don't know if that's for sure. That's just what we felt. And I don't know. I think what we're feeling is right. I could be wrong though, but it just felt more expensive. But yeah, I mean, overall, if I had to recommend somewhere to go, and this is what I said to Jackie off camera when we were there, if I'm recommending one city, go to Tokyo. But if I'm recommending multiple cities in a country, I would go to China. I think it's a no-brainer, honestly.
Absolutely. I think I would love for us to eventually go back to China for like a month, because now we have a visa that's good for 10 years and we can go for 90 days at a time, and like we wouldn't be so constricted on what we booked without like knowledge before we went.
Yeah.
But I mean, I loved China.
Yeah.
Even in Shanghai, being my least favorite city, and some of the experiences we had, I still would go back tomorrow if someone said, here's a free ticket to Shanghai.
Definitely. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe. Our next video will be our top 10 cities.
Yep.
Very excited for that one. I think we got a couple of cities in there that people wouldn't expect, but I think it's a good list.
Yep.
So, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.